Karibu Mheshimiwa Lee Kinyanjui. Asante.
Thank you. Asante, you may be seated. Thank you very much. So our PS for Industry, Dr. Juma Mukwana, the County Commissioner here represented by his deputy, the Director of KITI, Provincial Administration here, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Hamjambo tena. Graduates, are you happy for this day? Yes. Is it the day you've been looking for? Yes. We thank God. I know not all who started finish, and therefore we must thank God for every opportunity to complete what you have started. For the parents and guardians, I also want to thank you. Going through any academic endeavor calls for the support beyond the students, and the parents and guardians, sometimes even our spouses, play a big role. So I really want to thank you and join you in celebrating the success of the graduates today. Now, it is my great pleasure to join in this graduation ceremony, which coincides with the commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the Kenya Industrial Training Institute. This dual celebration marks an important milestone in the history of technical and industrial training in Kenya. KITI is one of the institutions in the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, whose vision is to achieve a globally competitive and sustainable investment, trade, and industrial sector. The institution plays a critical role in attainment of this vision by imparting industrial skills to Kenyans that contribute to the development of the industrial sector. These are the skills that contribute to the new innovations, increased production, and employment which are necessary for the attainment of Vision 2030 and driving the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. For the 6 decades, KITI has upheld a distinguished record of excellence in providing industry-focused training and in developing competitive workforce to our nation's industrial, manufacturing, and entrepreneurial sectors. The Institute's continued commitment to high standards, innovation, and practical training has significantly contributed to the realization of national development objectives and strengthening Kenya's industrial capacity. To the graduates, I extend my sincere congratulations for your successful completion of trainings. Reflects a commendable dedication, resilience, and discipline to your course. You join the distinguished cohort of alumni who continue to contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic advancement of our country. As you transition into industry, enterprise, or further studies, I urge you to uphold professionalism, embrace technological advancements, and apply competencies you have acquired for the benefit of the society. This graduation does not mark the end of your learning journey. In fact, it is the beginning. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace, and it is essential that you continue upgrading your skills and knowledge in order to stay relevant and adaptable. As we celebrate KITI's 60 years legacy, the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry is committed to supporting the institution in enhancing skills, development, promoting innovation, and creating an enabling environment for investment and enterprise growth. The achievements being celebrated today affirm the crucial role that technical institutions play in advancing our nation's industrial agenda. And on that, allow me just to elaborate a bit, especially for the graduates who are here today. If you look at where our country is today, much of what we consume, be they food, the food we consume, at least now we are growing, we are reducing our dependence on imported food, and I want to commend our farmers. This year is probably the year when we'll import the least food in the country. And I think that's, of course, we thank God for the rain, but also the farmers for putting effort to reduce that. But unless we are able to produce more from Kenya, from what we dress to what we wear to what we drive to the clothes to anything you can imagine, to the technical things, to building our own houses, will not be able to employ our young people. And the important part is, for us to achieve that, we need the manpower. Recently, in the address to the nation, the president, while he was in parliament, in the State of the Nation address, talked of Kenya moving from a third world to a first world. But Kenya cannot move without the right manpower. So in the past, we have not given emphasis to technical education. If you want to build a building, if you're going 10, 30 floors, you probably need one architect, one engineer, but you will need 100 of other technical staff for it to stand tall. So technical knowledge and technical subjects are extremely critical for that transition. We have also been talking about certain sectors that we want to prioritize as a nation. The first one is the automotive industry. We would want that the vehicles that Kenyans use on our roads, part of those vehicles, whether they are tires, their seats, the exhaust or anything, should be made in Kenya. So that input of local content in our vehicles will require that we have the people, both with the skills, the knowledge, and the enterprise to create these parts. Because government can create policy, but eventually it is the business people who should take advantage of that. We are also working on the textile policy. And as you know, recently, Rivertex was handed over to a private investor, and we expect that the demand for cotton to go high in the coming days. As we increase our demand for cotton, we also expect that more and more of what we wear will be made in Kenya. So again, we'll require a whole set of young people with knowledge on fashion, knowledge on stitching, and the whole industry around textile. We're also working on the pharmaceutical industry, noting that over 80% of our pharmaceutical products actually are imported. This is embarrassing, and I think as a nation we cannot continue with this. So again, we are trying to work with the industry, the Ministry of Health, to try and create the enabling environment for this production and manufacturing to start. And this way, we'll be able to create the necessary sustainable jobs for our young people. Leather, again, another critical input, and I'm happy to have witnessed part of the shoes made by the students who are here. Again, on average, out of every 10 people, about 7 to 8 are wearing a shoe not made in Kenya. Whether it is imported as mtumba or it is imported as new, but it is not made in Kenya. So what happens to the Nyamachoma nation? Where do the skins and hides go? So again, we require the manpower and the skills to do this. And I really want to salute what the PS has said, that not only are you equipped with the technical knowledge, but also the enterprise to know that out of that skin hide, you can be able to produce shoes, you can be able to sell, you can be able to market, you can work with government entities to help you in branding and many other areas that are necessary. For the graduates today, allow me also to draw your attention to the global population dynamics. You are aware that in much of the world, Western world, populations are on a decline. And the continent with the highest population increase is actually here in Africa. So the real workers will actually come from the third world countries. For that reason, Kenya has come up with a program through the President's initiative. We have what we call a labor mobility program, where we are recruiting Kenyans to go and work in foreign nations, and we've already signed agreements with those nations to recruit specific skills of workers to go into those countries. Now, the difference between an unskilled worker, somebody with no skill, and you who is going with plumbing or electrical or mechanical, is nearly double the salary, and you have better recognition. So again, this is an area we would want to partner with KITI, so that even as you study, we can be able to give you linkages, because you already have the knowledge. And I have challenged the principal together with the PS. Maybe also we need to look at the possibility of introducing a bit of foreign language, because some of these courses will be found in countries that are purely Arabic. Others are Japanese. Like Japan has a very high demand for technical skills for those of you who are doing any of these courses. So if you are able to get automotive diploma and you can understand Japanese, hata kama ni ya kuomba maji, you are assured of a job. So I think what we want to do is to align our skill sets to the jobs available out there. Then secondly, in regard to going out there, I was just talking to the county commissioner, and I was told, I think 2 weeks ago, we had one of our recruitment agencies had come here in Nakuru, and we were looking for about 900 young people who had the skills. So I want to assure you, the demand we have is about 100,000 in the next 6 months. So I think the point is, how do we connect you? And as you all know, diaspora remittances were like the fourth. They were lower than even the coffee, but now they are at number 2, which means the Kenyans who are going there are supporting the economy here and also creating a livelihood for their families. And lastly, I also want to mention that as KITI celebrates 60 years, 60 years is remarkable. The founders of this institution 60 years had a good vision, a vision that has contributed significantly to the growth of Kenya and also to the neighboring countries. But I think for the next 10, 20, 30 years, we also need to move to the next level. And I'll be talking to some of the countries that were involved in the inception of this, including Japan, to try and see how we can upscale this institution, both in terms of manpower, infrastructure, and the facilities necessary, including those networks we are talking about. And this is how we can be able to transform this institution to contribute even greater to the already good work that you have also done. I've also challenged the principal together with the management to look at the curriculum. The way we used to assemble the car 10 years ago is different from today. The way we used to do our electrical is different from today. Our vehicles now are on EV, electric vehicle. Just 2 days ago, I'm sure you heard His Excellency the President say that the government has already signed 3,000 electric vehicles to be distributed across the country. So as they come to Kericho, Baringo, Kiambu, Muranga, and all those places, where are the people with the knowledge and skills to be able to deal with this new emerging technology? So again, our challenge is to go to AI, as we go to electric vehicle, and many of the other new and emerging technologies. We want this institution to be in the forefront in ensuring that we give the nation the best. Lastly, again, I want to pass to agree with the student leader who came here. I think the first issue was on job opportunities, and we have said both local and outside. We will work on both. I'm aware that here in Nakuru there is a very big EPZ coming up here under Bedi Fabrics. We are already working with them to ensure that we give them the necessary licenses, and not less than 2,000 people will be employed there in the clothing sector. We are also working with a special economic zone here around a pipeline, and that again will provide more employment for the technical people. But I also know you come from far and wide, some from Eldoret, others from Bungoma, and many other places. And in all those, we have EPZ, we have KITI, and many others that will be the launching pad for all those skills that you have. There was also mention of the bus. I think I could not agree more, but I don't look at the bus as a bus. I think the value of the bus is to help you connect with the industry. If you are studying in a particular area, we don't think that you should just have the academic skills. You need to connect with the industry for you to be able to see what is happening out there. And again, in the budget, we'll prioritize it. I'm not sure it will be a Scania, but it will be a good bus. Okay? Because in procurement, you don't specify which particular vehicle you want. But the point is, we'll give you as you have requested, and I think it is also essential for our benefit. So on behalf of the ministry, I once again congratulate the graduates, the family, management and staff of KITI, and all partners who have contributed to this meaningful journey. It is my wish that Kenya Industrial Training Institute continues to thrive as a center of excellence in industrial training and a beacon of excellence beyond Kenya, because we can be able to partner with them even within the East African region. So happy 60th anniversary to the Kenya Industrial Training Institute, and I'm confident that you'll make the significant contributions to industrialization and economic growth of this nation. And as I close, kindly accept greetings from the President, who is aware of this graduation and who wishes you well as you get started in your new careers and in your new frontiers. And I'll be bringing those recruitment companies to connect with you. I also hope that you will leave your contact with the college so that whenever opportunities come, you know, now we're in a connected world. If you told them today we want 100 plumbers, they should be able to have your contacts. Thank you and congratulations once again.